Hey, what's up, everybody? Kevin Goki here, and today we are going to review Cardano ADA. So, I'm going to go into some more depth and detail on what exactly this project is and what problems Cardano is aiming to solve. But again, before we get started, be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and tell me your thoughts below on the project. If I messed up on anything, feel free to correct me. But again, I've done a lot of research, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. But, anyways, let's get into it. So, Cardano was launched in September of 2017, so it's almost been a year. And before that, it was actually being developed for 2 years as well. So the CEO and one of the co-founders of Ethereum, Charles Hoskinson, is leading this project. And Cardano is going to allow for DApps, decentralized applications, to run directly on its blockchain instead of on a centralized platform. So again, this is similar to Ethereum. I know Cardano is called the Ethereum killer. It's supposed to be, the third generation. So Bitcoin's first gen, Ethereum's second gen with smart contracts, and Cardano's solving both problems that Ethereum and Bitcoin haven't really been designed to solve quite yet. And we'll get into that. So Cardano is built around peer-reviewed papers. And this ensures that experts read and improve their papers from around the world. There's all kinds of experts and engineers that will review everything and make enhancements and fix it. Kind of like reviewing a paper that's in a rough draft and making it its best, and just keep reviewing it and keep fixing it, and just always kind of doing that Japanese term kaizen, which is continuous improvement. So of course, Bitcoin as the first gen was digital gold, and it faced a lot of scalability issues. Ethereum is the second generation. It improved some of the scalability a bit more, but this time what's really cool about Ethereum is that it gave the option for smart contracts, but still had a lot of scalability issues. And again, all these cryptocurrencies or digital assets are hoping to solve large problems, and if they're going to be used worldwide, they need to be able to handle a lot of volume. So scalability should not be an issue. So Cardano has many names as I have already said, such as the Ethereum killer or even the Ethereum of Japan. And this is capable of running financial applications that are currently used each day by organizations and governments worldwide. So what problems is Cardano going to solve? Well, first off, it's going to solve scalability issues. It's going to solve storage issues, interoperability between other currencies, and sustainability. So let's kind of go into each one, and I want to elaborate on what exactly Cardano is doing to be better than its predecessors. So for scalability, Cardano wants, they obviously need high TPS. TPS is transactions per second. So you need very high transactions per second to be able to move all of this through. Okay, so right now, the consensus that Bitcoin uses on its blockchain is proof of work. What's different about Cardano is it uses proof of stake, POS, and this is also known as the Ouroboros system, and this is a more flexible consensus algorithm. With Bitcoin, people mine new blocks in Bitcoin. It's slow and it wastes tons of electricity. Cardano is not dependent on any mining, and it's all pre-mined. With Cardano, the network elects a few nodes called slot leaders that I believe can mine the blocks in various time periods called epochs. And again, this is all in the white paper. You can check everything out if you want more details to learn more. And I know these terms might be strange to you. Blockchain is still relatively new, and I'm sure that, we'll all learn together as a community about how all of these public ledgers work. All right. So scalability is one issue, and it already is doing that with proof of stake is the consensus. Next is network bandwidth. So as we know, blockchains are stored in the peer-to-peer network where each node receives copies of all new transactions. These nodes need lots of bandwidth. So what they do, and that's unique about Cardano, is they actually split these networks into sub-networks by using RINA, R-I-N-A, which stands for Recursive Internetwork Architecture, to allow the network to better utilize its limited bandwidth. All right, so network bandwidth, scalability, transactions per second, and then storage is kind of one of the last problems Cardano is still working on. And there always is various techniques for data storage on the blockchain. And to be honest, Cardano is pushing this aside for now. They're going to focus on the storage issue more when it becomes more of a pressing matter in the future, because right now they aren't as worried about it. They have the storage. And when it really picks up speed and gets noticed after Ethereum kind of, they realize that Cardano might be a better upgrade, then they're going to have to focus on that problem. All right. Next up, that Cardano, which is great about Cardano, is it's going to help its interoperability, which essentially means, I know today cryptos don't really work well together with banks and other institutions, basically because banks and governments, they don't trust the cryptocurrencies. Now, Cardano assumes that many cryptos are going to exist in the future, and the cryptocurrencies need to be able to communicate amongst each other more easily. So with Cardano, their platform is going to allow other cryptocurrencies to utilize their blockchain to communicate through one another. Okay, so the primary reason that banks and governments might not like cryptocurrency is because they want more metadata on to see these transactions. Government likes blockchain, they like public ledgers, but they don't like some of the privacy aspects associated with it. So again, they want to see that metadata on these transactions. So the cool thing about Cardano is it's actually going to give the user the option to provide their metadata if they want to or not, which may be enough to please both parties, both the consumer as well as the government and banks. And now the last problem that Cardano is really aiming to solve is sustainability. So again, I know most ICOs, initial coin offerings, are not sustainable. You raise money, initially you get a bunch of money, hopefully millions of dollars, to begin and fund your project, but when you run out, what do? Do you just start a new ICO and get more money from people to fund it? No. So what Cardano is doing to make sure that they have a sustainable income and funds to keep growing and expanding is they're creating a treasury. And what this is they're going to receive a small percentage for every transaction on the Cardano network. And this treasury is actually a type of smart contract. The treasury will then take the most voted on proposals and funds into developing Cardano's improvements for continuous funding for research and system improvements. So again, I know this might be, pretty crazy and difficult to understand, but Cardano is a very ambitious project, and I believe it has the support it needs to succeed. It's very young in this space, and this is the third generation, and this time is coming up faster than we realize. And I believe you couldn't find a better CEO, Charles Hoskinson, that's more qualified and capable for the job to bring Cardano to reality and everyday use. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed this and just kind of, get a better understanding of what Cardano is, how it can also be viewed as a privacy coin or token or digital asset, and what kind of problems it's really solving, and if you truly believe that it could beat out Ethereum someday. Because again, as I've said in previous videos, Charles Hoskinson came on live and actually has said that Cardano has the potential to be the first $1 trillion cryptocurrency. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like the video if you liked it. If you don't like it, dislike it, guys. I really don't care. I'm sharing my opinion. This is just some guy on YouTube that does a lot of research. I'm passionate about this space because we're in it so early. All right? And again, keep in mind, Cardano, all-time high is over $1. We are almost 93% down from the all-time high. I see this as a buying opportunity. The weak hands might get rid of it. That's perfectly fine. If it goes lower, I'm just going to use this time to acquire and acquire more. So thanks so much for your time, guys, and hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe.